Hey y'all, hey, it's Naila, and today I want to talk about a not so new book, but one that I just read, Kindred. So let's talk about it. Okay, so Kindred by Octavia Butler. Yeah, I grabbed the book because one of the prompts on the 52 book challenge was a book by Octavia Butler. So I had just watched the Hulu show. Well, it's not Hulu. It was an FX show, but I watched it on Hulu. I just watched the show. Okay. Binged it, loved it, thought, okay, this is by Octavia Butler. Let's go ahead and read it, right? Then I was thinking, like, there's a lot of people on the 52 book challenge reading this book. So I was like, well, it must be a pretty good read. And it is. It is an excellent read. I highly recommend this book if you have not read it already. It is about a woman who, mind you, it was written in 1976. So when they made the show, they updated it to what it would be like if this happened today. Which, when they did that, it threw me for a little bit. I picked up the book thinking that I was going to read exactly what I saw on the show, and it is nothing like what I saw on the show. So, yeah, but it's still a good read. It is still a good read. But again, it is about a woman who gets sent back in time on her birthday to a time where there was still slavery in the South, where she realizes that she now has to continuously save one of her ancestors, otherwise she may not be born. So, yeah, it's a crazy roller coaster of a ride. I think that's about all that they got right on the show. Everything else is completely different on the show from what is in the book. They got the names right. The names were right as well, but it's not the same show as what was in the book at all. Yeah, the book goes into a lot more detail. It has a lot more action in the book of what happened. And whereas the show kind of calmed it down just a bit. It does take into account some of the no words that we do not say today when they made the show. Whereas in the book, they definitely say certain words that should not be said. But again, different time. You have to go with what is going on in that time, and that's what was said in that time. So, of course, that is what's said in the book. It's a great read though. Like, it was a page turner. I quickly noticed that it was nothing like the show. As I was reading it, when you get into maybe like the second or the third chapter, you're like, oh no, this didn't happen in the show. But, and I'm so disappointed that FX canceled the show. Like, it was a good show. I hate when they do that. But yeah, FX canceled the show, so you won't get to see the part where her arm gets chopped off and all of those things that happen in the book. But yeah, they start off the book with you knowing that her arm got chopped off, but you have to go through the book to find out why. And it's just craziness. It's craziness. So I don't feel like that's a spoiler because you're going to start off the book knowing that her arm got chopped off. Like, that's in the beginning. But you have to figure out why. How did that happen? Yeah, I did appreciate this book. I gave it 4.5 stars And that's only because I think I was spoiled by the show. This could easily be a 5-star book, except I don't really like the end either. The end kind of feels a little bit rushed to me, but also because I watched the show, and I think that that's part of the problem. You have to read the book before you watch the show. That's how I feel about that. But yeah, I gave it 4.5 stars. It is an excellent read. I could go on, but I don't want to ruin it for people. But yeah, basically, she has to go back and save her ancestor. And then the only way that she can get home is by her feeling threatened that she's going to die. So she goes back and forth several times because her ancestor kind of is always in trouble. So she's always going back to save him. But yeah, and then she's also married to a white man, which, of course, makes a whole lot of difference in the way that she views things. But yeah, it's a ride. You have to read this book if you haven't already read it. I know that a lot of people have. It came out in the 70s, so I'm sure a lot more people have than who's talking about it. But I do want to talk about it, guys. So leave your comments in the comment section below and let me know what you thought of the book. Also, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link so that you could pick up the book. Of course, I read it on Scribd, only $11.99 a month, but you can pick up the book at Amazon if you don't already have a Scribd account. I do have the link for Scribd as well in the description, as well as how you can pick up the book through Amazon. So, no excuses. You need to read this book. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. All right? Well, until next time. Bye.